Do you want to be more popular? Do you want to have more friends? Do you want to influence people around you in a positive way? Would you like to improve your relationships with colleagues, friends, and even family members? Then keep watching as we present to you arguably the greatest self-improvement book of all time. Hi, my name is Dr. Aziz. I'm a psychology graduate of Cambridge University and also a medical doctor. In this video, I'll be covering Dale Carnegie's all-time bestseller, How to Win Friends and Influence People. To say this book was a game changer is an understatement, and the principles in this book lay the foundation and underpins the principles of every other self-improvement guide today. The notorious mobster Al Capone once exclaimed, "I've spent the best years of my life helping people have a good time, and all I get is abuse, the existence of a hunted man." Even the gangster who terrorized much of Chicago felt he was actually a good person inside. If we struggle to criticize ourselves, imagine how we feel when we're criticized by others. This brings us to principle number 1. Praise is more effective than criticism. Yes, people need to be urged to change their ways every now and then, but you will have a lot more success doing this by praising rather than criticizing. Everyone wants to feel important and valued, and a few words of appreciation is far more effective than any volume of criticism and complaint. Principle number 2. Everyone you meet, make them feel interesting and important. People think about themselves 95% of the time. They're not really that interested or bothered about you. Instead, they care about themselves and their own lives, and therein lies a secret. Take a deep interest in their lives. If you show genuine interest in them, they will like you in return. How can you do this in practical terms? Firstly, by showing genuine pleasure when you meet them. Smile. Number 2, remember and use their name. Dale Carnegie said, "A person's name is to that person the sweetest, most important sound in any language." Number 3, you need to make them feel important. A simple compliment makes a person feel 7 feet tall. Use compliments, praise the other person, make them feel like $1 million, and they will love you in return. Principle number 3, encourage others to talk and listen carefully when they do. Ask the person you're talking to what they enjoy doing, how they are finding their job, and remember to pay attention. If you appear distracted or uninterested, you're better off not talking to that person at all. A useful tip from another book, The Charisma Myth by Oliver Fox-Cabane, which I'll cover soon on this channel, is to simply wiggle your toes if you find your mind wandering. This should bring you back to the present and refocus you on your conversation partner. Former US President Theodore Roosevelt used to prepare for important meetings by reading a book on his favorite topic. You don't have to do this much homework, but share the limelight, ask questions, and listen attentively. Soon, you'll be drawing people out of their shells and making friends with ease. Principle number 4, avoid arguments like the plague. There really is no winning in an argument. If you lose, you feel rubbish. Conversely, if you think you've won an argument, your opponent will just simply come to resent you. But sometimes disagreements are inevitable. Should that happen, disagree as gently as possible. Don't say you are wrong. Tying in with a later principle in this book, try and understand the viewpoint of the other person. An example given was when a hotel manager was reluctant to shut an elevator down for some maintenance work. The engineer advised, "I understand you don't want to inconvenience your guests, but if we don't do this work now, it will cause even longer delays in future." Unsurprisingly, the manager understood and agreed to the repairs. Most people appreciate sympathy. When tension and tempers rise, a sympathetic phrase can de-escalate the situation completely. In fact, in medicine, we are trained to say sorry even if we don't know what's happened. "I'm sorry you feel this way" is not necessarily acknowledging anyone is in the wrong or to blame, but trust me, it works wonders. Sympathizing and understanding others' situation also helps you become more tolerant, which in turn helps manage your frustrations better too. How do you get someone who disagrees with you to cooperate? Acknowledge the possibility that you may be wrong. A good disarming line goes like this: "Well, you know, I could be wrong, but let's look at the facts." If you are in the wrong, be humble and acknowledge this. If you turn out to be right, don't rejoice. Short-term ego boost at the cost of long-term friendship loss is not worth it. Principle number 5, when trying to persuade others of something, get others to agree with you from the start. This was something that the Greek philosopher Socrates used to great effect. If you can get people nodding from the beginning, you're already halfway there. If someone starts by saying no, then it becomes difficult to change their minds. And the number one way of getting people to agree to an idea is to make them think it was their idea. Suggest an idea or propose a question. Let them think they have arrived at a suitable solution or answer. This is also a principle echoed in the book Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Cialdini, which I will be covering soon on this channel, so be sure to hit the subscribe button. Principle number 6, set the bar high and people will strive to meet it. Ruth Hopkins, a school teacher, was given a new class. In that class was Tommy, an able student but one who had reputation and track record of being disobedient and disruptive. positive. On the first day, Mrs. Hopkins went around the class, complimented all the students, but in particular Tommy. I heard you're a natural born leader. I'm depending on you to make this the best class this year, she told Tommy. Tommy's behavior rapidly improved from this point onwards, aiming to live up to this stellar reputation. As humans, we love praise and hate to disappoint people who believe in us. If you want someone to develop a characteristic, speak of them as though they already possess it. If you want your child to be more generous, praise them already for sharing with others. In summary, to be positively influential and win friends, make a habit of listening to people attentively. Understand their perspectives. Everyone likes to be listened to, understood, and made to feel important. If you can do these things for others, they will inevitably come to love and admire you. Anyway, I hope you learned something useful and enjoy this summary. What are your experiences of friendship and influence? Post your comments down below. If you want to keep learning about psychology, medicine, or life hacks, hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button. As mentioned earlier, we have some great animation summaries in the pipeline, including the charisma myth and the psychology of persuasion coming up on this channel, so make sure not to miss out. Until next time, stay safe.